Your face shape is the quiet foundation behind every flattering haircut. It guides how your layers fall, how your fringe sits, and how your hair frames your expression. But as we age, our face shape gently shifts. Cheeks soften, jawlines change, and features become more delicate. And suddenly, a haircut that once looked perfect just doesn't work anymore. Today, we're going to walk through the common face shape mistakes that are making your haircut less flattering, and how a few simple adjustments can bring back balance, softness, and harmony. Let's begin this journey together. Let's begin with the first mistake: holding on to a haircut that no longer fits your changing face shape. As women move through different seasons of life, our face naturally transforms. What once was sharper may now feel rounder. What was once fuller might now appear slimmer. But haircuts often stay the same, out of comfort, habit, or fear of change. This mismatch between the evolving face and an outdated style is one of the biggest reasons a once perfect haircut suddenly stops feeling flattering. When we keep the same cut for many years, we forget that hair is supposed to work with your features, not against them. A style that once highlighted your cheekbones may now drag the face downward. A cut that used to soften your jaw might now highlight areas you'd prefer to balance. This happens often with short styles that emphasize the lower face, long hair that elongates a now slender jawline, or heavy layers that no longer lift the cheeks the way they used to. The key is understanding that your haircut should evolve the same way your face does, gracefully and thoughtfully. A simple adjustment, even as small as moving the layers higher, softening the ends, or altering the length around your chin, can completely reawaken a sense of balance. Think of your haircut as a frame. When the frame no longer matches the artwork, something feels off. But the moment you choose a new frame that complements your features, everything looks harmonious again. This isn't about trying to look younger. It's about looking balanced, refreshed, and aligned with who you are today. When your haircut shifts alongside your natural facial changes, it enhances your beauty instead of fighting against it. Now moving on. The second mistake is choosing a style that emphasizes the widest or longest part of your face. Every face has a feature or zone that naturally draws attention. Maybe it's the cheeks, the forehead, or the jawline. But when your haircut highlights the widest or longest part of your face, it creates an imbalanced look. This is a quiet mistake many women don't even realize they're making. For example, if you have fuller cheeks and your layers sit exactly at that level, the width looks even more pronounced. If your face has become longer with age and you wear long, straight hair with no movement, it stretches the face further. If your jawline is now more pronounced and your haircut ends right at the chin, it brings unwanted focus to that area. This isn't about hiding your features. It's about choosing a cut that enhances your natural proportions. The eye is naturally drawn to where the hair begins and ends. So the secret is directing that attention to the areas you love most. For roundness in the cheeks, lifting the layers above the cheekbone creates a gentle upward line. For length in the face, soft waves and layers around the midface restore balance. For a strong jaw, layers that fall slightly below or above the jaw soften that sharp transition. The moment your haircut stops emphasizing the areas you're trying to minimize and starts highlighting the areas you want to show off, everything looks fresher, softer, and beautifully proportioned. This is how harmony replaces imbalance. Next, let's talk about a common issue: ignoring the importance of vertical and horizontal balance. Hair is architecture. It shapes your face vertically and horizontally without you even noticing. When the balance between these two directions is off, your haircut can suddenly feel heavy, dragging, or overly round. Vertical balance refers to how long or short your hair makes your face appear. Horizontal balance focuses on where your hair adds width, around the eyes, the cheeks, the jawline, or the neckline. The right haircut creates harmony between these two lines. The wrong one exaggerates one direction, and that's when the cut stops being flattering. For example, if your hair adds volume at the sides but lacks height on top, your face appears wider. If your hair is long and falls straight with no wave, the face seems longer. If your top layers are too short while the ends are too heavy, the proportions feel bottom-heavy and dated. This imbalance becomes more noticeable after 60, because the face often becomes softer and more delicate. A balanced cut brings back structure and shape. A carefully placed wave adds height without adding volume. A lifted crown gives elegance. Soft layers at the cheekbone add gentle width where it's needed. Even the smallest shaping choices help create visual symmetry. When hair works both vertically and horizontally, it uplifts the entire face. You look more awake, more refreshed, and more naturally aligned, without any dramatic changes. It's the kind of adjustment that people notice, but can't quite articulate. They just know something looks right again. As we continue, let's take a look at another mistake: wearing heavy, blunt, or outdated lines that no longer suit your facial softness. As the face matures, it loses some of the sharpness and fullness it once had. But many hairstyles still rely on blunt cuts, heavy lines, or geometric shapes that were flattering years ago but now feel too harsh. Blunt lines around the jaw, thick full fringes, or very straight cuts can emphasize areas of the face that you may want to soften. These rigid styles clash with the natural gentle curves of an aging face. Instead of lifting your features, they weigh them down. Hair should feel like a soft frame, not a heavy outline. Think of how soft shading in makeup enhances the face. The right haircut works the same way. When you replace hard lines with airy texture, feathered ends, or lightly blended layers, the entire face softens. This creates movement, flow, and a youthful gentleness. Outdated lines also make hair look static, like it's sitting on the face rather than moving with it. And when hair sits too still, it ages the overall look. A modern cut breathes. It floats. It moves with your expressions, refreshing the ends, adding texture, lifting the crown, and choosing a gentler fringe can drastically shift the way your face is perceived. Without changing your hair drastically, the softness around your face becomes a natural enhancer, giving your features a calm, graceful glow. Another style worth discussing is the mistake of choosing the wrong type of layers for your face shape. Layers are incredibly powerful, but only when they're placed correctly. The wrong layering pattern can make your face look longer, wider, heavier, or flatter than it actually is. Many women don't realize that layers aren't one size fits all. They should be tailored to the shape and proportions of your face. For example, short layers on a long face can make it look even longer. Layers that start too low on a round face can add unnecessary width. Too many layers around the jaw can make a square or angular jawline appear harsher. And layers that are too choppy can emphasize thinning hair or aging texture. On the other hand, well-placed layers act like contouring for the hair. They guide the eye toward your best features: the eyes, the cheekbones, the smile. When layers sit at the right level, they lift the face gently. They add softness in the perfect spots, giving your profile and front view a sense of effortless harmony. If your layers haven't been updated for years, or you've been repeating the same pattern regardless of how your face has changed, it may be time to rethink the placement. A slight shift upward or downward can completely change the way your face is framed. The beauty of the right layers is that they don't just flatter. They make you feel energetic, refreshed, and aligned with the woman you are today. And finally, the sixth mistake is forgetting that face shape isn't fixed. Your haircut should adapt as you evolve. One of the most beautiful truths about aging is that we're constantly evolving. Our personalities grow, our sense of style deepens, and our features soften. But many women cling to the same haircut for decades because it once worked, even if it no longer reflects who they are now. Your face shape is not the same at 60 as it was at 40. Volume changes. Muscle tone changes. Hair texture shifts. But when your haircut remains frozen in time, it can unintentionally age you, simply because it no longer matches your current proportions. Embracing change doesn't mean abandoning your signature look. It means refining it so it suits you now. Lifting the layers a bit higher. Moving your part slightly. Adding softness where your face needs balance. Lightening the weight around the jawline. Introducing movement where the face has lost youthful fullness. A modernized version of your old style honors your history, while refreshing your present. It feels familiar but renewed, like stepping into a more aligned version of yourself. When your haircut adapts with you, it becomes a celebration of your evolution, not a reminder of the past. Your hair should make you feel authentically beautiful. And embracing change, even small change, is how you bring that feeling back to life. Final thoughts. Your face shape is always speaking, and the right haircut listens. When your style matches your natural proportions, your entire expression feels brighter, softer, and beautifully in balance. If these ideas helped you understand why your haircut hasn't been flattering you lately, don't forget to subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path for more gentle, age-positive beauty guidance.